Introducing first in the corner to my left from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 215 pounds. He is the evolution of combat, the king of the cross arm breaker, Weapon X, Matt Makowski. His opponent to my right from New York, New York, weighing in tonight at 212 pounds, Fancy Ryan Clancy!
Well, here we go. Clancy has his chance to right the wrongs of the past against Matt Makowski, including a 2 out of 3 falls match, which he did take a fall in that. So he was able to do that much, but he's never had a victory in the record books.
And the question becomes, what did Fancy Ryan Clancy learn throughout all these contests, and specifically that 2 out of 3 falls match? What can he do differently than he's done in the past to figure out a way to solve the problem that is Weapon X Matt Makowski?
Makowski is called the evolution of combat for many reasons. One of those, having competed in Bellator MMA in the past, so making that transition to the professional wrestling ranks. He is a very, very dangerous human being. Fancy Ryan Clancy has found that out for himself plenty of times in the past, but you'll remember in that 2 out of 3 falls match, Makowski needed the help of a eye rake to get that done.
And these are two individuals who are closely in terms of the way they're rated. They're so technically proficient. They understand how to utilize the ring to their best advantage, and they know their bread and butter, how to find a win with their basic maneuvers.
And look at that, Makowski tried to take a page out of Clancy's book, and man, forget about taking a page, he just ripped a page out as he hits that kick on Clancy, and now Weapon X is the person standing tall. And that's part of the evolution of combat. That is why he is called that, because I was going to make the point that Clancy has to be the one to turn back the clock if he wants to have a chance as far as combat goes, but Makowski just did it for him.
But one thing for Clancy, though, even when he's on the back foot, had the wherewithal to get his foot under that bottom rope so that he'd be able to create space and be in an advantageous position.
And maybe it has to be Clancy who goes from the 1950s, brings it to modern time to find a way here. Oh, he's going to try that monkey flip, and he just paid for it.
And Paul, I'm going to have to disagree with your point to some degree. I think if Fancy can utilize his mastery of a certain decades of wrestling.
Oh, Lord, I don't care what decade you're in. That is painful, and that could be the end. Makowski could get a count out here after that.
Yeah, I don't know if Fancy Ryan Clancy knows what time he's in, what position he's in, or what place he's in. He's in pain.
Yeah, he's not only in pain, considering what he had to go through the other night at Open Door War, at Wrestling Open, to win that Opportunity Knocks contract, coming in here against Matt Makowski. No, he didn't go through a door, but he had to take a beating on the way to win that matchup. There we go. And man, now Makowski, just look at how simple that was. Clancy came in expecting to see Makowski. He just went out so he couldn't see where he was coming from. Gonna try that rear naked right into that arm breaker. If he straightens that arm, it's a wrap.
And nothing you could do on that. Right now trying to pull into it. Fancy doing the right thing, using the weight to get a pin.
Oh. Well, down goes Clancy with that standing kick from Makowski, and he is going right after that arm.
Kicks him using the bone of the shin directly into the throat, the Adam's apple of Fancy Ryan Clancy.
If he takes out that arm, Clancy can forget about the side Russian leg sweep. And think about this too. The drop kick has become Clancy's bread and butter. And no, you don't need the arms per se for that drop kick, but you need the arms to swing, to jump up, to get the height that he does. So even if Clancy could pull off a drop kick, he might not get the height, he might not get the momentum, the power that he usually would. So it's just such a sound strategy for Makowski.
Moreover, even if he does hit the drop kick, don't forget your body has to land on the mat at the end. Your arm is going to land on that mat. If you're in pain, you're not going to be able to execute anything close to an effective lateral press.
There's a knee to the midsection. Makowski is not just going after the arm, he is going to systematically pick apart Ryan Clancy here.
A foot to the jaw, hyperextending that arm further, just trying to weaken him before that cross arm breaker.
And Clancy, he has survived a lot of things during his time at Wrestling Open every Thursday forever, which you can see live on IWTV. But like I said, to start this thing off, this is a different level of athlete that he is in there, a different kind of athlete. And I could say everybody could get beaten on any given night, but Matt Makowski at Beyond Wrestling has shown that's not true.
And Makowski refusing to allow defeat to be his mistress, to be his friend. Fancy Ryan Clancy trying to do his best. Oh, there we go!
Inside cradle. Great technique, but again, only with one arm on that.
Whoa,
and it could be no arms left as he's going for that cross arm break.
Once again, Fancy Ryan Clancy with the wherewithal to protect himself. We've seen it multiple times in this contest. So far, we're naked.
We're naked, but the shoulders are down. Count of 2.
Fancy already was turning red there, doing the right thing.
Kicks the legs out from under him as Clancy is on Dream Street.
And the most we could do at this point is pray for Fancy. Hopefully he finds a way to get separation and get into his playbook.
As Clancy has weathered the storm. But right now, Makowski's at about an F3. He could get up to an F5 at some point when it comes to the ferocity of his storm. But Clancy looking to get to the eye of the tornado perhaps and have a chance.
Fancy doing the right thing, creating separation and hitting that big elbow directly to the jaw. Fancy starting to feel it now.
Clancy now perhaps needs to try something desperate to pull off this victory. And for Fancy Ryan Clancy, that is almost as desperate as it gets. He rarely does anything like that.
Up and over there from Fancy, possibly to your point, going out the usual playbook and utilizing anything he can to find victory.
There's a lifting knee. Big body slam. Twists the neck. Clancy's rolling. Makes the cover. Whoa. That looked close.
Fancy Ryan Clancy managed to drive the wind right out of Matt Makowski. I don't care who you are. Without wind, without air, you cannot move. Makowski experienced that, managed to find a little gas before 3 landed.
Can Fancy Ryan Clancy be the one to finally topple Matt Makowski at Beyond Wrestling, or will Weapon X continue the evolution of combat and pick up yet another victory?
Fancy going for that Russian leg sweep, as he mentioned before. Issues with the arm could have an effect.
He went for it, ducks that shot. Gonna go for it. He hits it, makes the cover. And another kick out at 2.
Adrenaline becoming the friend of Fancy Ryan Clancy. The blood is flowing. He's focused. That arm is not a factor in this moment. He's shot up with adrenaline and trying to find a way to wrap this up.
And now Clancy pushed off against those ropes. Makowski tries a home run shot. Oh, he's gonna line him up. He's gonna go for that drop kick. Oh no, he missed. And just like you said earlier, you have to land, and he definitely caught part of that arm.
Definitely hurting him. That adrenaline caught violence.
Kick to the chest. He is down, and this could be the beginning of the end. Basaiku knee, he's out.
Yeah, he knocked him out. He had to drag him back to the middle.
No, Clancy gets the shoulder up.
And if that knee happens and Fancy's body happens to slump away from that rope, this contest would be over. That split second necessary to move the body of Fancy is what kept Ryan Clancy in this contest.
Makowski now rising to his feet. This is usually a point in the match where he's already won. So a very unfamiliar situation perhaps here for Makowski at Beyond Wrestling because he thought it was done.
He may have expected this to some degree. He's experienced the toughness of Fancy Ryan Clancy.
Oh no, Clancy, great defensive move there through offense.
He hit him with his hamstring. That was amazing.
Makowski spins around. He's gonna try to put him away. Power bomb. Power bomb Clancy once again. Doesn't know where he is. And now he's completely lost. No, he gets the shoulder up. Oh, he's going for that cross arm breaker. It looks pretty straight to me. I'm not sure how exactly Clancy's tendons could be snapped.
Fancy needs to stop. He's gonna lose the arm. Keep your arm. Lose the match and keep the arm, brother.
Clancy trying to play some defense here. Makowski breaks it again, but his feet get that bottom rope.
Fancy finds the rope with his feet. Matt Makowski can't believe it. Fancy just struggling to find a place that he's safe and secure from weaponettes.
He might have snapped every tendon in his arm after that, but he is still alive in this one.
Clancy in that corner, you see the look on his face. He has no idea what to do next against this weapon.
2 solid shots to the midsection. Clancy put on that top rope. And I have no idea what's going through the mind of Makowski, but I know whatever it is with a very clear intention to end this match.
Clancy up at the tippy top. Makowski, we've seen what he could do from this position in the past.
Oh boy.
They couldn't be any higher if they tried.
I think he's gonna try that cross arm breaker from the top.
Just hope Fancy doesn't. Oh, Fancy's slipping through.
Slips under. Oh, good Lord.
The strength of the Fancy man.
With one arm. Shotgun drop kick into the corner. Clancy's not done.
Fancy might win this. Fancy might find a way. No.
Standing switches. Hits the drop kick. He is down. Is that it?
Wow!
He got him. Clancy finally puts a loss on the record book of Matt Makowski.
Show winner, Fancy Ryan Clancy!
I didn't think he had it in him, but Clancy was able to persevere and pick up the win.
Never say never, indeed. Fancy Ryan Clancy finds a way after all this time, through all this growth, through the international travel, through everything on Thursday nights to defeat Matt Makowski.
As Fancy Ryan Clancy, holder of the Opportunity Knocks contract, which gives him the right for any match, any opponent, anytime, any stipulation he wants, which he used to great effect in the Jumbo Grand Prix finals last year after he was initially robbed of that. But he came back to win it thanks to that contract. Now he has it again, but that's for Thursdays. Let's kick it to Rich here for Saturday.